5 Deutschen, die die Tourkarte erhalten haben. Bitte begrüßt mit mir the last German hier im Turnier, Gabriel Gaga Clemens! Sein Gegner ist 52 Jahre alt, kommt aus England. Er war schon mal bei der PDC-WM im Halbfinale, hat sein European Tour Event gewonnen. Beim zweiten Jahr der PDC schon unter den Top 6 in der Order of Merit und hat letztes Jahr hier in Leverkusen im Finale gespielt gegen Peter Ryan. Please welcome the King, Mervyn King! The voice, Frey.
Final match of the afternoon, session day 2 of the European Darts Open in Leverkusen, and Mervyn King, the finalist here last year, takes to the stage for his opening match of the weekend against Gabriel Clemens, and I don't think for one moment that Mervyn King will be at all bothered or ruffled by the boos that greeted his arrival onto the stage. He's got the earplugs in anyway, so how much he heard of it I do not know, but he's far too experienced, far too seasoned a campaigner to be worried by that sort of thing, as the sole surviving German looks to book his place in the 3rd round here at the Ostermann Arena. Gabriel Clemens coming through his opener yesterday against Thomas Junghans, fairly stylishly as well, you have to say. 6-1 the score in that one. He averaged over 99 as well, but whether he has it in his locker to beat Mervyn King very much remains to be seen. Paul Nicholson alongside me, Rob Malarkey, for the final match of the afternoon.
I had a little word with Mervyn about an hour ago, and I said, you've got to be careful with this guy. I don't know how much you know about him. He's very, very useful. But Mervyn played very well last week on the Pro Tour, so maybe Mervyn is coming into form.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, first leg, Gabriel to throw first. Game on!
Well, whether he's in form or not, he still has to be respected. He's a very dangerous player. He has produced some terrific darts on the European Tour. I mentioned that run to the final here last year. Quarter-finalist as well in Vienna as a qualifier. Sorry, was a qualifier for this tournament. Also made the quarter-finals as a seed in Vienna as well. I'll get that absolutely right. But the number 11 seed here this weekend.
Staying in Germany this week, Mervyn drove to Leverkusen from East Anglia. Staying in Germany and driving all the way to Munich during the week, taking his time down the road. Probably not a bad plan.
Yeah, turn it into a little mini break.
Says he's going to find a couple of driving ranges on the way. He's got his sticks in the car. It's not a bad way to...
Yeah, it shouldn't be a problem. Plenty of them in this part of the world.
Told him there were some nice golf courses around Cologne. Not sure where he's going to go, but he's done a bit of touring in his time as Mervyn. He go around Europe on his bike or in the car. Done a few miles in his career. I can assure you of that. Unfortunately, Rob, we do have some sad news today. Just broken in the last few minutes by Tommy Cox, previous tournament director of the PDC, that the original MC of the PDC stage, Phil Jones, who was living in Vegas for his retirement, has sadly passed away. So everybody here in Leverkusen and around the PDC and everybody around the world who's watched darts for the last 30 years would like to send their condolences to his friends, his family, and everybody who knew him very well. So rest in peace, Phil. We'll always remember your contribution to what we do right now.
Yeah, I'm sure the PDC will play a very suitable tribute to Phil Jones. And
10 score. Hoping to require 100.
John McDonald, of course, will be involved in that as well, given the way he's taken up the mantle, if you like.
Absolutely.
59. Gabriel, you require 10.
Double 5 for the first leg for Gabriel Clemens. And it's
Shot
there.
first leg.
And if Mervyn wasn't on notice before this game, he is
Second
now.
leg, Mervyn, the throw
3,000
first.
German fans screaming for Clemens to win this match. And even though Mervyn has got earplugs in, I'm sure he can hear a little bit of that because it's pretty loud in here.
134.
He's been tinkering a bit, has Merv. I do sit with him at Pro Tour events away from the cameras. Spend a lot of time with him. He's been using a lot of different darts this year, just looking for a set that are going to unlock some form. There's a little scallop in the middle, and he has had scallops in darts all the way through his career. Perfect timing from the camera angle.
Yeah, it was perfect, wasn't it?
There's that shiver of the flexible point. I like to say that's the Twin Peaks effect.
Yeah, the aftershock that goes with it. Looks good, but it's King Darts doing the talking in this leg so far.
49.
Just one win on the European Tour since going all the way to the final of this event as a qualifier last summer. That was a 6-2 defeat of John Michael in round 2 in Riesa. So he could do with a good run this weekend, Mervyn, just to get himself going on the European Tour once again.
That'll do. Single 20, leave tops.
90.
Not his favoured area of the board, but I looked at some statistics last year and he's actually not bad at tops. I think it's just in his head that he's not. Prefers double 16, but his top shooting is useful. I've set you up for it, Merv. You up to the challenge? Absolutely. Who am I to doubt the king?
Third leg, Gabriel to throw first.
Well, Mervyn King is a European Tour champion, don't forget as well. He won the European Grand Prix 4 years ago, beating Michael Smith in the final. He's made the final,
59.
like I say, here last year as well. Made the final of the German Masters in 2013 and the final of the Dutch Masters 4 years ago. So he's been there, done that. He's one of the many former European Tour winners involved this weekend.
When he lost that Dutch Masters final to Van Gogh, that was a proper game of darts. I remember watching it backstage. Veldhoven, I believe it was.
89.
What a game. What a game. Looking good, these darts for Mervyn. Going in at a lovely angle. Nice bit of purchase. Grabbing onto the board with a grippy point. Looking good. Clemens maybe not as sharp as last night. You have to bear in mind that he played a couple of qualifiers on Thursday night, quite a late evening.
Well, 4 actually. So it was a longer.
4 qualifiers.
4 qualifiers on Thursday. Yeah. Well,
Wow.
for this tournament. You know.
4 games. Wasn't really troubled, was he?
Not troubled here either.
Yeah, 6-0 against our favourite. Is that awkward?
That was somewhere inside, and that's somewhere outside the double 8 as well. So
Mervyn has been eating these shots all the way through his career very, very easily. That is a lovely get if he hits that dart.
Yeah.
Really, really clever. Not sure the 16 was on purpose to be that close to the double, but as soon as it goes in there, it's almost easier to hit it than miss it.
Just feathered it in alongside it, didn't he? And used it to good effect. Whether it was by accident or design, as you say, we'll never know, but made the most of it. And Mervyn King has the break as well, and he started off this 4th leg pretty nicely too. Mervyn King looking to avoid the fate that has befallen a lot of seeded players already today. Ian White, Gerwin Price, Kyle Anderson, all falling by the wayside earlier on. Kim Ibrex then losing to Chris Dobie. Chizzy, Chuck and Joe Cullen, the only players, seeded players to advance so far. Gabriel Clemens in the mood here. A 140 and a 180 as he looks to break back straight away.
Did we hear the MC call him Gaga on the way on.
Gaga, Gabriel Gaga Clemens.
Commence Lady Gaga joke.
Or Radio Gaga.
Well,
Walk-on music.
He's a locksmith by trade, and I tweeted earlier on, we were talking about a possible walk-on song for him. It's got to be the Urban Cookie Collective of I've got the key, I've got the secret. It's got to be done, Gabriel. Get it downloaded and get it put into the hands of the sound guys. Needed 42 there. Mervyn looking for the treble 14 for tops. And he's just making sure it's 49 left. And that's only just in the 17. He very nearly hit the double.
We only require 8.
And Russ Bray saw the funny side as well. King looking at double 16 if he returns.
That's why you go for the single, Rob. We talked about it a few games ago. Don't gamble.
35 remaining, so yeah, he's left himself double 16.
32.
Well, Max Hopp it was who hit treble 9 yesterday when he needed single 9 for double 8, and Mervyn King gobbles that one up.
Don't do it. Right, that's just a question of experience, in my opinion. Yes, fair enough. Go for the treble 12, but you've got to make sure you've got to hit it in the middle. Don't
go low.
Don't miss it.
Or don't go high either.
Yeah, it's just one of those things, especially when you accentuate that fact with the fact that Mervyn King is on double 16. He's not going to miss it. Give yourself a shot at the ball and don't gamble, because in a pressure situation like that, you might just pull it short, and he did, and it cost him a shot at a double.
These things can happen, and there it was in all its glory. Yeah, at times he's not scoring too badly, Clemens, but has just lost his way over the last couple of legs here. 89.44, the average thereabouts. King in the 90s, in the low 90s.
And he wouldn't have played many people in his career as experienced as Mervyn King. Professional now for 25 years. And that just looked like a 180 from the first start when he put on the board. Very good indeed. Gets him back in the leg, but they're both on bogey numbers right now. So the question of setup play now, and not a good switch from the German. A terrible visit for him. Leaves himself a really tricky looking 139, but Mervyn can really punish that. If he can find that 60, can do. Steady visit, and he's livid with himself for the fact he didn't hit a 134 to leave double 16. 82 remain. That's in. Double 16 for a beauty. Oh, that's very difficult, but he made it look so easy.
6 leg, Mervyn to throw first.
Yeah, nice touch as well there from Mervyn King, acknowledging that check out of Gabriel Clemens.
That deserved a fist pump. That was very, very good indeed.
Best moments of the match.
60.
This is only Mervyn King's third match. I'm using my new database tool, by the way. I'm just trying it out for Jacques Nulat, by the way. Only his third match against a German player on the European tour.
Are you about to ask me who the other two were?
Well, he lost to Max Hopp, but the only time he's beaten a German player on the European tour, it was at the German Darts Championship in 2013. Have a go. If you get it, I'll buy you a cup of tea and a cake.
I missed out on the cup of tea and the cake yesterday.
Yeah, you did. You got another chance.
37.
I'm going to go for Andre Velga.
Adrian Kazimiec.
I never would have got that.
Never would have got that. 6-1 the score that day in the 2013 German Darts Championship. I remember the Max Hopp defeats in Riesa
139.
in 2015. Anyway, Mervyn leading 3-2 here.
Oh, he really wanted a 17 there instead of a 3, if not a treble. But now the 170's on. Not anymore.
98.
Crowd were involved there. Roof could have come off if he'd hit the bullseye on the 170. 138 coming in for Mervyn. Just looking to set it up now. Needs a 60. Gets it. 72 is under pressure. Now we'll find out what Clemens is made of. After that beautiful 139, needs a 16 and tops to draw level.
32.
Off target by some distance, you have to say as well.
Tops again for Merv. Perfect guide if he can hit it. Yeah, that's a gorgeous start.
Leg, Mervyn King. 7th leg, Gabriel to throw first. Game on.
But for the cheeks there for Merv, but still in a good position here.
Well, Merv got here late today. He got here at 10 a.m.
That's very unlike him.
Yeah, he should have been here at 8:30.
Yeah, here we are.
I can get away with that because I know him very well.
10 to 5.
59.
10 to 5 in the afternoon.
He has, of course, joined us in the commentary box a couple of times last season when he had an exit on the Saturday. He joined us on the Sunday for a little bit of commentary work, which was very
44.
Very good. I hope for his sake that we don't speak to him at all this season. That means he's having a good year.
Well, I remember sitting alongside Merv in the box, and we were watching a match involving Rob Cross, and the significance was that when Rob Cross won his first title last year on the Players' Championship Series, it was against Mervyn King in the final of the 3rd Players' Championship event. And I'm pretty sure that day Mervyn King said that he wouldn't be surprised at all if one day Rob Cross were to become world champion. I don't think for one moment he thought he'd do it just a few months later. But Mervyn King witnessing firsthand Rob Cross's first success on the Pro Tour.
Well, for me, Mervyn King is the best player never to win a world title. With the amount of talent that he has, the titles that he has won, but even he would admit that he probably hasn't won the amount of titles that his talent warrants.
Yeah.
That World Masters that he won,
72.
Boy, did he deserve that. But Lakeside final defeats and big runs at PDC World Championships didn't end with a trophy, unfortunately for him, but the career is nowhere near over. He's still got that fire in his belly. Still got 76 left in this leg, but he's in control as Clemens isn't on a finish. This is a good spot to be in for Merv. He can take care of that and get a lead. He's the kind of player that keeps them.
Yeah, and despite the good things that Clemens has done today, namely that 139 checkout, King's always had enough about him just to keep him at distance. Tops again for King, and almost landing in exactly the same spot as his previous go when he took it out for a 4-2.
I think he's hit tops 3 times now, and all 3 of them, doesn't matter whether they're in the top of the bed or the bottom, but look at the line of them. This is Mervyn's strength, his line. There's another example of it. Nowhere near the left or right of that segment, and in all of the shots at tops, every single one of them is right down the middle.
Well, Gabriel Clemens responding with a ton 40, but this is 4 perfect darts. Make that 5 for Mervyn King. Make that 6.
What a way this would be to finish the afternoon session. We could all go for a celebratory cup of tea if this 1-4-1 goes in. And he's got experience of 9 dart legs. Will he get this? Of course he won't.
No. There's the 1. Well, he has found a treble 20 anyway with the second dart.
81.
And he's trimmed it off to leave 60 for the match. And Mervyn King is closing in here on a place in round 3 and a meeting with either Mensur Suljovic or Jamie Hughes tomorrow.
95.
Well, it's going to be tops again after a 20.
Yep. And he's been pretty effective on it so far today. And once more, Mervyn King finds double 20 to wrap up a 6-2 win over Gabriel Clemens, and Germany's sole surviving representative in the European Darts Open is out of the tournament. He acknowledges the crowd. A 139 checkout will give something for the fans to remember, but all in all it was a good performance by Mervyn King, who just stretches the muscles as he reflects on a job well done here. And like I say, he'll face either Mensur Suljovic or Jamie Hughes in round 3 tomorrow. That wraps up the afternoon session. We resume again at 7:15 for the evening session. On the way tonight we have the world #1 Michael van Gerwen, we have the defending champion Peter Wright, and of course we have the newly crowned world champion Rob Cross back on the European Tour stage once again. The action starts with Simon Whitlock against Titus Karnik, 7:15 on PDC TV. Join us again in Leverkusen later on for all of that.
Mervyn, that was a real quiet demonstration. You hit some perfect 180, so you look very concentrated.
You've got to beat players like Gabriel. I mean, the guy has shown some real form coming into this. You know, and if you don't take him seriously, you're going to be on the wrong end of it. So fair play to the man. Unfortunately, he's lost. I know you lot wanted him to win, but at the end of the day, everybody, thank you.
And you got still the chance to be in the final like last year, so good luck for this. Thanks for being here. Have a good one. Er hat gesagt, ja, es sah leicht